This is Gemara Baba Kama Daf Pei Tes. We're holding on the bottom of Pei Chesem Beis, in the middle of a lengthy discussion that began on the top of the Amid with a story. We'll just read the story quickly in order to get ourselves back. Azul Rav Shmuel bar Abba Kamid Rav Yirmiyah and Ukmei Anechase. And what happened was, the question was about the husband. Azul Rav Abba, Amr Lemosa Kamid Rav Aishia, Azul Rav Aishia Amr Kamid Rav Yehuda, Amr Le, Hachi Amr Shmuel, the din of Shmuel, that what Aisha Shamachar Menechse Baila, Nechse Muluk B'chai Baila Mesa, Habal Moitzi Miyad Alakuchas. Now that line of Habal Moitzi Miyad Alakuchas, and therefore Rav Abba can prevent Rav Shmuel bar Abba from taking the property. That is what we're discussing. And we began yesterday, we ended the shiur with a statement explaining what was where was this din from? To Amar Rav Yosi said the Gemara, Ha'ish be'usha Rechanina, be'usha etkina yishmach Rav Nechse b'chai b'ayil meisabal moitzi miyad alakuchas. And that's the reason why Rav Abba was able to prevent his wife from giving this gift to Rav Shmuel bar Abba. Again, the wife gave away a gift to Rav Shmuel bar Abba. Shmuel bar Abba is coming to collect it, and it's Rav Abba who's the husband who's trying to say no, she cannot have given it away, and he cannot come collect this gift. Says the Gemara, 2 lines from the bottom, Amar Rav Idi Baravin teaches, Amar Rav Idi Baravin Afana Nami Tanina, we have a raya. If Edim come and testify about a certain person that he divorced his wife and he paid up the ksuba, we turn over to Peitas Amar Aleph, Varehi Tachtav. But guess what? Even though there are such Edim, but Lamaisa, after the Edim testify that they got divorced, that the ksuba was played, we find out that in reality they're still living together. And she is still serving him. And then what happens? Lo and behold, the Eidim are found to be Eidim Zaimim. Ein Aimrim Yishalmu Kol Ksubasa. We don't say that just as the Eidim were trying to make her lose her ksuba, so too they have to pay the entirety of the ksuba. Rather, Ella Toivas Hanas Ksubasa, rather what they're obligated to pay is the Toivas Hana of the Ksuba. Ask the Gemara, is that Toivas Hana Ksubasa? What exactly is that? Explains the Gemara 4 lines down. How much would you buy a ksuba for? Why are you buying a ksuba? In this armla, in this garsha, in the event that there is a divorce or death of the husband, then you're going to collect. Meaning, the buyer takes a chance. This buyer buys the ksuba of Ruvain, and now, or we'll say Reuven and Rachel. Now, in the event that Reuven divorces Rachel or dies, then Rachel is paid her ksuba. So instead of Rachel collecting it, you bought it from Rachel, and you would get that money. V'meisa. And if she dies, Yerashena Baila, then you lose the chance to get the ksuba, and rather it's going to go to the husband. So what do we see from this brayso? If you would tell me that there's no takana vusha, my Yerashena Baila, why would the husband inherit the ksuba in the event that she dies? Tizvin ksuba saligamri. She could sell her ksuba entirely, even if she were to die first. And therefore, from the fact that we see in his price that it's not true, from the fact that we see that she is not able to sell the ksuba entirely, she's able to sell it, but only in the event that she would collect, when the event that she would die first, and therefore not be able to collect, it's not considered sold. Araya to the takana avusha. Amr Abaya im Amr Menechse blog Yom Menechse Sein Barzel, says Abaya, what is your raya? We only see by Nechse Malog that there is a good mechira not by nichsei soin barzel. Continues the Gemara. Once we brought up a ksuba, we take a little bit of a left turn, and the Gemara wants to know, what is this toivas hana that we're in the middle of discussing? Amar Abaye, says Abaye about 10 lines down. The first word line is Yaimru. Toivas hana. Once you mention the Toivas Hana, the discount of the Ksuba, which we'll see a bit more about, says Abaye, let's talk about it a little bit. Toivas Hana li'isha havai. Do we say that the Toivas Hana goes to the woman? We say the Toivas Hana goes to the woman. Why? Then Lemur la'edim, let the Edim say, what did I cause you to lose? Law. If you would have sold the Toivas Hana, it would have went to the husband. So proves the Gemara must be that if this woman sells the Toivas Hana, which again, what does that mean? She sells the potential eventuality to collect Ksuba in the event that her husband dies or divorces her, must be that she gets the money from that sale. Why? Because if you're telling me that it's not, then in our case of Edim, that Edim were found to be Zayim and we said they have to pay her, why would they have to pay her? They didn't cause her to lose anything, because rather, even if she were to have sold, the ksuba would go to the husband. So proves the Gemara must be the Toivas Hana goes straight to the Isha. Says the Gemara, Amar Rav Shalman, says Rav Shalman, Misham De'ika Revach Beisa. No raya. Could be that in reality, when she sells it, you know where the money goes to. It does go to the husband. So why would the Edim still have to pay for such a Toivas Hana? Because Lamaisa, if there's more money in the household, then she gains as well. If you look at Rashi for a moment, Revach Beisa, it's a job further down, says Rashi, Afilu ma'abal nailon. Even if really it goes to the husband, but still, there's a benefit to the woman. Why? If there's more cash at home, then the woman gains as well. So says Abaye, there's no raya from this case. Continues the Gemara, Amar Rava. What is the halacha? Smack in the middle of the Amar. The first line is Beisa. Says Rav Hilchasa Toivas Hana Isha Ve'ina Baal Oichel Peiros. My time. What's the reason? Peira Takin La Rabbanan. Peira de Peira Loi Takin La Rabbanan. There is a Takin de Rabbanan that the husband gets the Peiros of the Isha. But if the Isha sold the item, then it's not the Peiros, rather it's Peira de Peiros, the next level, and that the husband will not get. Continues the Gemara, diving deeper into Sakana of Usha. They said, Tanina letakanas Usha. We have learned a raya to the Takana of Usha. Says in our Mishnah, bumping into them is bad. If you damage them, you're obligated. So proves the Gemara of if you're going to tell me that there's no takana of Usha, tis bin nechsei malug, v'titen lei. If there's no takana of Usha, then what should we say? She should sell her nechsei malug and give that as a payment. So therefore, it must be from the fact that we're saying Pigiyasa and Ra, because if Isha damages, she is pater, must be she does not get the Nechsei Malug. Araya to the Takana of Usha. Retorts the Gemara, and according to that, what you're saying, Hey, Nami Disla Takanas Usha Vlamati Mizavna Ligamri. What do you mean? Tizabin Lenechsei Malug B'Toivas Hana. She could sell it at some level, V'tita and Lane still have money to pay with. Ella Delesle, must be she doesn't have. Halchanami Delesle, so too in our case, she must not have. Says the Gemara, so you can't bring me a raya from the fact that it says that a woman is pater to the takana avusha. Says the Gemara, "V'tizavin ksubasa v'tovis hana," but titinle, let her sell her actual ksuba. Says the Gemara, "Amani Rameiri da'amar asal la'adam shisha as ishtai afilu sha'achas like ksuba." You're not allowed to stay married for even one moment without a ksuba. Therefore, you can't say to the woman, "Just sell your ksuba." What do you mean? If she sells her ksuba, she's not allowed to be with her husband. Says the Gemara, what's the reason that Rav Meir holds a woman is not allowed to be with her husband for a moment without the ksuba? Says the reason, the whole impetus that we disallow the couple to be together without the ksuba is so it should not be easy to divorce her. But hacha, in our case, if she sold her ksuba, la migar shala. But in our case, either way, the husband will not quickly divorce her. Why? So then this buyer is going to come to Zavni and gavala ksubasa minei, meaning the whole ksuba is there as a safeguard so that the woman knows her husband's not just going to throw her out because he knows he's going to have to pay her. Says the Gemara, 1 second, if she sold her ksuba, then we have the same result because again, the husband won't just throw her out because the buyer is going to come and collect. Ella rather, says the Gemara on the last narrow line, Toivas hana mili ninu. Omili loy mishtabdi must be Toivas hana is not an actual item. It's just words. And mili are loy mishabdi, and that's the reason why if this woman were to damage, why does she not have to sell her ksuba and pay? Because there's no shibud, there's no bond obligating her from paying the ksuba. Because all the Toivas Hana selling the ksuba for the benefit, the potential is all words, and words are not mishabud. Says the Gemara, Al alamalai. Says I don't understand. Mili demizavnim beninari ninu. The words that can be sold for money. So why are you telling me that just because they're words, that's why if she damages someone, she wouldn't pay from there? Ask the Gemara, I don't understand. Let's say that there is a monetary value of it. Elam or Shmuel, so rather, says the Gemara, a new reason why the woman is not forced to sell a ksuba to pay for damages. The Amar Shmuel in the second white line, so when sells a document of debt to a friend, he's allowed to forgive it. Even a Yerish is able to be machal, and therefore the reason that we don't force her to sell the ksuba is because since she has the ability to be meichel the ksuba, then she could cause the buyer a loss. Therefore, we don't want to start such a story. Says the Gemara, Amri Zavuni Zavivititele. I don't understand. Let her sell the ksuba, give the one that she damaged the money, and then v'machale ligabe bal timchale. And if she forgives him the ksuba to her husband, v'timchala, she forgives it. But right now, at least she has money, meaning we want to protect the buyer of the ksuba. Shkoyach, but right now we have to protect the one that she damaged. Says the Gemara, Amri, kol legabe bal vaday machlile. Says the Gemara, anyone with regarding to the Baal, vaday machala le, she could certainly forgive. Why? Vavsinu lahu zvine biyadayim loy avsinu. Says the Gemara, it's a different level. We don't want the buyer to proactively cause a loss, meaning when she damages someone, that's more of an indirect loss that's happening because she has no money to pay him. But to say she has to sell the ksuba and then she go and forgive it, that we don't do. Says the Gemara, 1 second on the last line. Says the Gemara, this woman went and damaged Ruvain. We're trying to figure out a way to get her money to sell, to pay Ruvain. Says the Gemara, let her sell her ksuba to Ruvain. So it's true, Ruvain is up the creek. Ruvain's not getting anything, but at least he'll get the potential that in the event of divorce or death, he'll get paid for the damages. As we turn over to Beites Amid Beis, explains the Gemara, the machala Because if what happens, if she forgives it to the husband, the buyer is not going to lose. Why? He doesn't have anything anyways right now, meaning it can't get worse. Right now, this guy got damaged and he's getting nothing because it's a woman. So say, let him take the ksuba. What's your problem? That we're concerned that she's going to go and be meichel the ksuba. Okay, he didn't get anything less than he has right now. Soif kol gabe val vade machala vatruchua beidina bechdi loy mitrachinan. Says the Gemara, we're making up this story. We're just giving Bezdin excessive work for no reason. It's almost inevitably, almost absolutely that she's going to be meichelet cause of her loyalty to her husband, and therefore we are not matriach Bezdin needlessly for no reason. Says the Gemara, so that's the reason why Lamaisa, if a woman damages someone else, she's pater. Asks the Gemara in the fourth line, Allah Tanya, that which we learned in Abraisa. And so too, if she damaged her husband, she does not lose her ksuba. She does not have to say to her husband, I damaged you, so instead of paying me my ksuba one day, we'll call it even. Ask the Gemara, why? Let's consider that she sold her ksuba to her husband for the for the damage that she did to him. Why? What are we worried about again? What are we worried about? Says she's going to be meichelit. Either way, it's the same husband. Says the Gemara, Havadai Rameiri. This brisa is Rameir. The Amar Asla Demishish is Ishtai. Afilu Sha'achas like Suba. Therefore, we will never create such a story. But time Amai. Now, where did Rameir come from? The same Gemara, Kadesh Lo Teikala, Beinav Laitzia shouldn't be easy to divorce. Says the Gemara, but over here, he could divorce her anyways. If he wants to divorce her, let him divorce her and be able to collect the chavala the damage he suffered. So too, hashtanami migrash lav he could do the same thing right now. Says the Gemara, no, the ksuba is large. For the small amount of injury, he's not going to lose the large amount. So, says the Gemara, there's no reason that the husband would divorce his wife in order for the compensation of the damages that happened to him, because he's going to be losing more if he has to pay the ksuba. So if he gives her the ksuba, she's going to lose any reason for the divorce. But says the Gemara, 1 second. So what's going on over here? You told me it's a large ksuba. If her ksuba is greater than a din daraisa ksuba, nukmea ksuba daraisa. Now we're diving deep into the world of ksubas. We know that there's the ikar ksuba, the manar mesayim for a basula or a ba'ula. Then there's the supplement, the adafa, the excess, the extra that the husband obligates himself in. Says the Gemara, 1 second. You're telling me that this whole case is what? A large ksuba. 1 second. A large ksuba, the very nature of it is not a din daraisa. So says the Gemara, either way, if why? No. 1 second, I skipped. And what? The idach, meaning he should say that I'm only giving you the etzem ksuba. And the rest, she could sell to him for his injury, meaning she is the one that's supposed to get this large ksuba, but she damaged someone. So says the Gemara, Gavaldik, she damaged her husband, let her give him the excess of the ksuba for the damages. Answers the Gemara, no, really, it's not anything more than ksuba daraisa. Why? Because she damaged him for zuz worth. For the 4 zuz, we're not going to make her want her to lose the 25, the slayim, the 100 zuz to pay her ksuba. Says the Gemara, L'had Tanya, 1 second. Kishem shleitim karvi tachtov kach loy tafsid v'itachtov. Says, I don't understand. We have a raisa, and the raisa says just like she cannot sell her ksuba while she's married, she can't forfeit her ksuba while she's married. But 1 minute. Mishkach lo de mafsida v'echidami kon de nevisha ksubasa v'ksubasa deraisa. When it's larger than a ksuba deraisa. So we see over here that the Gemara does sound like there will be cases that the woman will indeed lose her ksuba in order to pay for damages that she did. Says the Gemara, Amar Rava Seifa some ksuba has been in Dechrin. Says the Gemara, you can't have such a kasha because the Seifa is talking about a different type of ksuba. The ksuba has been in Dechrin, a totally different type of ksuba, a special tanai of the ksuba, that in the event that the woman dies first, her benin dechrin, her male children, could come and collect her ksuba. V'hachi katani, and this is what's going on. Kishem shamay cheres ksuba salachim, just like one who sells the ksuba to someone else. Lo yifsi the ksuba has been in dechrin. You can never tamper with the benin dechrin. The whole takana of the male children is that they could always get my timer. Zuzi Udan Suha. The reason is it's money that forced her to sell the ksuba. I mean, she had no money. So too, when she sells Moicheres Ksubas Labayla Loyiv Sida, Ksubas Benin Dechrin, says the Gemara, the Ksubas Benin Dechrin is going to stand. My time Zuzi Dansu, he only sold it because she needed the cash. But Lemaisa, it's not going to be a full-fledged sale. We're going to stop over here and we're going to continue with Takanas Usha, which we started yesterday. We follow through today, asking questions and dealing with it. Tomorrow we'll pick it up, asking, Lema Takanas Usha Tanahi. Suggest the Gemara, let us say that the din of Takanas Usha is a machlekes Tanayim b'siyata dishmaya.